How's it going, everybody? My name is Pasty and this is Pinhead, a God-fearing man from England turned into one of the most well-known servants from hell. Sit back and grab some popcorn as we take a deep dive into one of horror's most well-known characters on this episode of Who Is. In today's episode, we aren't going to be going over all Pinhead, as that would make this video insanely long. Instead, we'll be covering Elliot Spencer's life before becoming the Hell Priest and after. Before becoming a Cenobite, Pinhead's real name was Elliot Spencer. He was a captain of the British Expeditionary Force during World War I. Elliot was a charismatic person who felt great empathy and compassion for his fellow troops and everyone around him. After participating in one of the battles of Flanders, he believes that God has failed mankind and loses his faith. Captain Spencer believed he no longer deserved a gift of life after watching his fellow soldiers die in battle. A disheveled Elliot Spencer walked the earth indulging in a hedonistic lifestyle. He started turning to more basic levels of pleasure until finding the Lamette configuration in British India. Unlocking the Lamette configuration shows him the true pleasures of pain and suffering. Pinhead has a row of long pins piercing through his skull. Also, there's some wire sewn through his abdomen seen to be holding his torture tools, and hooks in the back of his neck and back securing the black leather robe to his flesh. After transforming into Pinhead, he now has a supernatural pain threshold, meaning wounds that would usually be deadly are now just avenues of pleasure for him. Jumping forward a few years in the 1980s, a man named Davis Fettlebubble finds and opens the Lamette configuration. Pinhead and the female Cenobites come to greet him. The Cenobites help him with his journey to be a better artist by showing him the powers of deception. Together, the three successfully turn humans into work of art by manipulating their flesh. Davis thanks the Cenobites only to be turned into a painting himself when the Cenobites leave. Jumping forward to 2011, Pinhead is reunited with the original Gash. Pinhead became bored with his own existence. This is when Pinhead orchestrates a plan to free himself from hell. Pinhead decides he wants to permanently return to his human form and seek spiritual salvation. Before he could hatch his plan to escape, he needs to find a replacement for him. He decides that the only person that could take up his mantle is the only person that escaped him, Christy Cotton. With the help of his human minion, Samuel Hess, Pinhead makes his first move against Christy. Pinhead begins sending Christy anonymous clues as to the locations of artifacts that summon Cenobites so that she can destroy them. After Christy opens the artifact, Pinhead and his goons appear to Christy, but instead of killing her, he turns on his fellow Cenobites, teams up with Christy, and kills them. Pinhead proposes the idea of taking his place as the High Priest of Hell, allowing her to run hell as she saw fit. Once Christy has entered the labyrinth, she makes her way towards the center, where a giant diamond-shaped cube suspended high above her slowly rotates. As she approached it, the diamond-shaped god lowers itself and opens a side panel, allowing Christy to enter. As she walks up the ramp, Pinhead is waiting for her to begin the process. Pinhead starts the process by taking a blade and carving out a grid on her scalp. He turns to Christy and tells her it's her turn. She grabs huge pliers and rips the nails out of Pinhead's head, removing the source of his power. Once she was finished, the multiple tentacles controlled by Leviathan begin transforming Pinhead back into Elliot Spencer and painfully driving the nails into Christy's skull, turning her into the High Priestess of Hell.